Sonia Mendoza of Mother Earth Foundation, Philippines. Mother Earth Foundation is a non-stock, nonprofit NGO actively engaged in addressing waste and toxic pollution, climate change, and other health and environmental justice issues. We are best known for its community-based advocacy of zero waste. It has lectured, trained, and conducted workshops in different levels of local government units, schools, and various sectors of society to promote ecological waste management. We are a member of the Eco Waste Coalition Philippines, Global Alliance for Incinerator Alternatives, International POPs Elimination Network, Zero Waste International Alliance, and a founding member of the Break Free from Plastic movement. We have a beautiful law on ecological solid waste management here in our country. It's a decentralization of waste management. It's called the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. It is a decentralization of waste management to the smallest unit of government, the barangay, which has an elected head and a council. It mandates source segregation and materials recovery facility in every barangay, no segregation, no collection policy, the closure of all dump sites, and ban on incineration and open burning. But sadly, this law has not been strictly implemented. There are still about 400 dump sites in the country. So this is an ideal materials recovery facility for a barangay. Number 1 is the eco shed. Number 6, the compost heap for biodegradables. Number 6 is the compost pit for the biodegradables. Number 7 is the compost heap for agricultural waste. We have a number 4, our collection vehicle, which is just a push cart. It's not a truck, because in barangays, the households are close to each other, and the big truck cannot sometimes enter on a very narrow road. And we have organic garden as an offshoot of the composting. And we have number 8, a containment area for residuals. Now, the responsibilities under a decentralized system, in the household, there is source segregation. We can sell the recyclables and compose the organics. In the village, has to collect the segregated waste, the source segregated waste. It can sell also the recyclables from the MRF and compose organics in a composting area. And the city will just have to collect the residual and special wastes. The typical waste stream, the organics, recyclable, residuals, and special waste. The waste profile in our country, there are 63% biodegradables, recyclables is 15%, residuals 14%, special residuals at 8%. And the recyclables and the biodegradables can be addressed by composting and recycling. And the residuals and special residuals for redesign, research, and regulations. What we do, Mother Earth Foundation establishes zero waste model cities, communities to help other communities build their own zero waste villages. We conduct waste audit and brand audit, or WABA, in all our project sites. We also organize Zero Waste Academy together with Gaia. We have zero waste stores using the alternative delivery system. We participate in and organize local and international conferences. We are presenters, speakers on ecological solid waste management with emphasis on no incineration to local government units, schools, business establishments, and civic organizations. We are also resource persons in hearings on the environment, plastic pollution, waste management in both houses of Congress. For Mother Earth Foundation and other environmental NGOs working on solid waste, zero waste solutions are the fastest and most economical in solving solid waste problems. The zero waste projects of Mother Earth Foundation, the city of San Fernando, Pampanga, been a zero-waste model city since 2012. Barangay Fort Bonifacio, Taguig City in Metro Manila. And it's been a zero-waste model barangay since 2012. Also, Barangay Potrero in Malabon City is a zero-waste model barangay in 2016. And now we are working on the whole cities of Malabon and Navotas in Metro Manila. We also have Batangas City and the province, Siquijor Province, an island province in central Philippines. And Aco Island, an island barangay in central Philippines, in partnership with War on Waste, BFFP Negros Oriental. Zero waste transforms communities. Before this was the scenario of Barangay Fort Bonifacio in Metro Manila, this is a main thoroughfare, and the residents just threw their garbage on the street. And after they adopted the project, this is now how it looks. It has an herbal garden, it has eco park, and a materials recovery facility at the back of the sidewalk because they have no space in their very densely populated barangay. In a zero waste project, 100% of the households are covered with an information, education, and communication campaign on how to properly segregate and handle their waste. There is door-to-door segregated collection. The waste collectors are trained to look at the proper source segregation of the waste in each household. Residents are trained on livelihood programs using materials from waste, and the number of city trucks are greatly reduced from collecting waste from the barangay. The city of San Fernando, Pampanga has 35 barangays, urban and rural, a population of about 348,000, and a daytime population of 1 million plus because it's the capital city of the province of Pampanga. It has 103 materials recovery facilities or MRFs. The law requires only one per barangay, but it has 103 MRFs because the villages and schools have established their MRFs. The city has a plastic bag ban in 2017, and it has 96.5% compliance. The waste diversion rate in 2012, before the project started, was a measly 12%. After 6 months, it went up to 53%, and up to now, up to last year, it was 80.2%, the highest in the country. The solid waste management expense in 2012 for the city was 70 million pesos or $1.4 million per year. In 2014, it went down to 15 million pesos for $300,000 per year. Here is the city transfer station for residual waste and the central city composting area. And examples of MRFs in urban areas in San Fernando, very simple MRFs. This depends upon the profiling of the barangay on how big your MRF should be. The recyclables are properly segregated. The city was recognized for working towards a zero waste world at the International Zero Waste Cities Conference in 2019 in Penang, Malaysia. In the story of plastic film, the programs and initiatives of the city in battling against plastic pollution were included in the film's highlights. This is Malabon City in Metro Manila. It has 21 urban barangays with a population of about 366,000. There are now 18 MRFs in the city. And this barangay, Dampalit, at the right is a model barangay. It has the biogas facility. This used to be a dump site. And here are examples of other materials recovery facilities. For Navotas City, a city also in Metro Manila. It has 18 urban barangays, about 250,000 population. We have now 9 MRFs in the city. Here are the examples of those MRFs. And Batangas City, a port city 100 kilometers south of Metro Manila, they have 105 barangays, but we are working only on 30 barangays, the city and coastal barangays. We have conducted 5 WABAs already, waste assessment and brand audits. And there are 18 operational MRFs and 12 MRFs for improvement. Scaling up to a province model, the province of Siquijor is an island. Siquijor is an island province in central Philippines, and it comprises 6 municipalities. They have a plastic ordinance covering the whole province. It has 134 barangays. Now there are 78 MRFs there, and the population of 96,000. We have conducted WABA for the 5 municipalities. Examples of MRFs in rural areas. There can be vermicomposting or simple composting. Of course, every MRF has containment area for residuals. These are samples also of rural area MRFs. And we have a mobile MRF for exhibit. This was exhibited at the Philippine Senate 4 years ago. Now, what is a waste audit? In the cleanups of the coastal cleanups, sometimes they just gather the waste and weigh them and report the results. But a waste audit is a methodical process of collecting and analyzing waste to determine the amount and types of waste that are generated. So it's a better cleanup. And then a brand audit is an added component of a waste audit and looks at the specific brands and the companies that are producing these wastes. This was initiated by Mother Earth Foundation in 2016, and a toolkit was developed for this in partnership with Gaia and the Break Free from Plastic movement. This toolkit was further improved by different groups and is being used in global coastal cleanups. In our brand audits in the Philippines, top 10 companies are mentioned here producing residual waste in the Philippines. Freedom Island is just one area, and the zero waste cities, there were 6 cities and 7 municipalities. And you can see that companies producing residual waste are almost the same for both areas. Now, the Zero Waste Academy is an immersive course aimed at capacitating project implementers and key stakeholders on how to implement a zero waste program in the respective cities and communities. Designed by Mother Earth Foundation and Gaia, the course covers a mix of lectures, like what is zero waste, waste management laws, incineration as a false solution, hands-on exercises like composting techniques, waste assessment, and brand audit, and community profiling. And also writing sessions, preparing a solid waste management plan, and designing collection routes. We have conducted 3 Zero Waste Academy already. One in 2017 in Malabon City, Philippines. It was attended by 16 participants from Gaia partners in Indonesia, Malaysia, India, and the Philippines, who all went on to begin their zero waste city model building in their respective communities. Another one was held in 2018 in Dumaguete City. There were also 25 participants from Dumaguete and the surrounding areas. And in November to December 2018, another one was organized in Quezon City by Mother Earth Foundation and Gaia. There were 25 Gaia members from all over the globe. Participants were from Tanzania, Taiwan, India, Indonesia, Tunisia, USA, Vietnam, Ghana, South Africa, Albania, Morocco, and the Philippines. And now, the Zero Waste Academy online. It is an online course that will cover the same course content on the basics of how to implement a zero waste program, but delivered on a virtual platform. This project was developed in response to the growing need for training on zero waste program implementation amid physical restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The pilot launch in January 2021 is intended for a Philippine audience, and this is a 7-week program. The next online academy is intended for a regional, global audience, depending on the outcome of the pilot project. Now, the Zero Waste Store, which we call Juana Zero. Juana is a Philippine name for a woman in the Philippines. The man is called Juan, and so the woman is Juana, so we call it Juana Zero. The Zero Waste Shop of Mother Earth Foundation was one step closer to achieving its goal of making more people embrace a zero waste lifestyle when a local sari-sari store owner started adopting their zero waste business practices. A sari-sari store is a very small store in a barangay selling the basic needs of the residents. A part of the advocacy of Mother Earth Foundation as an organization is to offer the zero waste store, especially in our project sites, where we still see residual waste composed of single-use plastics, despite the community's awareness of the importance of segregation. An important part of the program is to establish an alternative delivery system that offers eco-friendly and reasonably priced products. Juana Zero also serves another noble purpose. All its proceeds go to Mother Earth Foundation's Waste Workers Scholarship Fund to help the unsung heroes of zero waste by providing scholarships and financing their children's education expenses. The store's profits also financed 2 of the foundation's projects that assisted communities during the COVID-19 lockdown. A community kitchen cooked food for the waste workers and the distribution of zero waste kits that contained a reusable face mask and gloves, vitamins, and vegetables. This is a glimpse of our zero waste store. In bulk are cooking oil, soy sauce, vinegar, and fish sauce. And we have bamboo cutleries, bamboo cups, and water bottles here. And we were also able to organize 2 international zero waste conferences. One was in 2009 in Puerto Princesa, Palawan, in partnership with ZWIA, the Zero Waste International Alliance. You can see Dr. Paul Connet at the back because he's the tallest. So here, members of ZWIA, and we are still in active contact up to now. The president of ZWIA is Rick Anthony in the middle. This is in Palawan in 2009. And another one, Mother Earth Foundation and Gaia organized in 2017 an international zero waste conference in Quezon City in Metro Manila in partnership with the Zero Waste International Alliance, ZWIA, Eco Waste Coalition, the Healthcare Without Harm, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Oak Foundation, and Microtel. This was held for many days, and another offsite for the conference was San Fernando City in Pampanga. We have attended conferences, local and international. Here you can see the president of Mother Earth Foundation and the coordinator of Gaia Asia Pacific, Froilan Grate, speaking at the Our Ocean Conference in Washington, D.C. in 2016, where then President Obama, was in attendance, and two program managers of Mother Earth Foundation in a local and an international conference. And in 2015, Zero Waste France organized an NGO conference at the same time as the Climate Change Summit in Paris for the Paris Accord and Mother Earth Foundation was a speaker then. And we attended also the Our Ocean Conference in Bali, Indonesia in October 2018, and some local conferences. And we attended the International Zero Waste Cities Conference. We attended and participated in the International Zero Waste Cities Conference in Penang, Malaysia in 2019. Here are the participants. And this is an invitation from the House of Representatives for Mother Earth to attend a technical working group on the Committee on Ecology on single-use plastics. We are always invited by both houses of Congress to be resource persons in hearings or technical working groups on the issue of environment, incineration, plastic pollution, and waste management. And here is a meeting between Dr. Paul Conf and the President of the Philippine Senate at the Senate of the Philippines with Mother Earth Foundation, Eco Waste Coalition, and No Burn Pilipinas. In the afternoon after this meeting, Dr. Paul Conf was a speaker at the Senate hearing on Sustainable Development Goals, and of course, he spoke on why incineration is not the solution to solid waste management and go for zero waste. And I presented the Mother Earth Foundation's zero waste projects as a solution to the waste problem. And finally, let's leave our children a living planet. Now I conclude my presentation, and I'm open for Q&A, or question and answer.
Zero Waste Europe has been a